How do you start a task? Okay, I'm going to keep it really simple for you. You have ADHD. You need to separate preparing for the task from doing the task itself. Because if you show up to do a specific task and then you have to prepare for it, that's too many steps. And you're going to get upset. Your brain's going to go, wow, this is boring. I don't like this. And you're going to go do something else. So the key is separate the prep zone from the work zone. So, for example, when I'm making my videos, the night before, or say I gotta go out for lunch, I gotta go out and do something. Before then, I will say, okay, I got 10 minutes. Let me pull up the videos that I'm going to react to and get the Chat GPT script prompt that I'm just going to use as reference. I never ever read a script. It sucks, okay? Sometimes I'll have like a script over here with like certain points on it to sort of like keep me on track, but that's about it, right? So I will get that stuff ready and I will close all of the tabs and I will open Streamlabs so that when I show up to record a video, you know what I have to do? Turn on these two lights and hit record. That's it. I don't have to find the Word document that I want to use as a reference. I don't have to find the videos that I want to react to. I don't have to do any of that, right? The ease of entry into the task is so important. It's so important. Now, we need to go even deeper, okay? I just gave you like gold mine. Best strategy ever, right? Like just now. But we need to go deeper. Because now we need to talk about the emotional stability and the kind of emotional and spiritual momentum that you're bringing to the task. This is very important because some days when I get fixated in my mind on the way home from work, it's like, okay, I'm at work, and when I get home, I gotta do this and this and this, and I go and I drive home to work, I drive home from work, and then I get home, and when I get out of the car and I move with momentum, I'm happy, vibing. I got that. Ugh, let's go. Let's get it. I got that emotional energy. Attack, attack, attack. And I'm moving my body physically. I get in, I throw my bag down, I get changed, I get dressed, I get the garbage and I throw it away. I clear everything up and I get ready. On those days, it's very, very likely that I'm actually going to get a lot done because I pound into the first 5 minutes of work really, really fast. Why? Because I'm carrying momentum, physical, emotional, and spiritual momentum from one task to another, even though the tasks are different. Right? You know, ADHD brains, we don't like switching between tasks. I mean, we like it as a source of dopamine, but it doesn't actually help us be productive and get things done. So even though the task is different, I'm driving home, then I have to take my shoes off, put my stuff down, and then go and come in here and start recording. If I have that spiritual, emotional, physical momentum, I'm very likely to get working. However, if I had a long, dreary day and I'm just tired, the only thing I want to do is have a beer and I just want to scroll Instagram and take a nap, and I pull in the driveway and I sort of mosey on in. Work is boring. I wish I was rich, and I throw my stuff on the ground and I go upstairs and look in the fridge, get something to eat down. It's like the energy's gone. And so now the hill that I need to climb up in order to get into the task to gain momentum again is very high. And so this is where it's important that you start paying attention to your emotional and spiritual headspace. Because what you can do is you can psych yourself up into a momentum, let's get it kind of state ahead of the task. If you're on your way home from work and you know you need to make videos, maybe do some jumping jacks. Imagine yourself working really hard and just banging out task after task after task. Do whatever it takes to shift your emotional state so that by the time you show up and it's time to do the task, you've got the momentum already. It's easier to slide into the work when you have emotional and spiritual congruence with the task. And that's another thing I should mention. Different tasks might require different sort of emotional and spiritual states. I can't speak for you on that. That's kind of a you thing. You have to figure that out for yourself. So pay attention to your mind, okay? This is the deep level stuff. This is next level important stuff that I spent like the last 10 years of my life learning since I became obsessed with entrepreneurship and productivity. I didn't know I had ADHD. So I've been trying to solve discipline and habits this whole time when I've really just been solving ADHD. And I want to give you all my knowledge away for free because in the age of AI, who cares, right? I'm not going to charge you for knowledge when you have ChatGPT. So the link in the description is a free community full of creative YouTubers who have ADHD or might have ADHD. We're all working together. I'm going to give you all of my life experience and knowledge away for free. I'm nice. You know, I don't charge for information. I charge for access and speed of results, but don't worry about that. It's all free. The community, it's free to join. It'll always be free to join. And the courses are free. So that's basically the core fundamentals of task initiation to go from lazy to targeted. You also need, if you're in a slump where you're just lying there scrolling Instagram, you gotta have a couple of key things to break that pattern up. So one is go for a walk. Listen to music that alters your mental state. And then one of the things that keeps us in a rut as ADHDers is when we try to get out of the rut, we try to do so by doing everything all at once. That's a terrible idea. You don't have the momentum or the spiritual presence and state to do the amount of work that you were doing before you crashed. You must start small. You must start small. For example, I was in a bit of a slump, right? I came down. I did a whole bunch of work, got a bunch of stuff done, and then I came down. It was like 2 or 3 days. I didn't really feel like I struggled to do anything, right? Yesterday, Saturday, I slowly but surely, I went to the gym. I moved my body. I ate some food. I went for some long walks. And I made one video. And I published one video yesterday. This is the 4th video I've recorded today. See how that works? Real life experience. This is my real life lived experiences. If you're trying to pull yourself out of a rut with ADHD, you don't go back to what you were doing before. You do it in steps, little by little by little by little. And for a lot of you, it's probably exponential, but some of you, it may be, a bit linear. Don't judge yourself too harshly. But yeah, when you're getting out of that rut, if you want to go from lying in bed, scrolling Instagram, and just being like, there's so many things I want to do, but I don't know which one to do. It's so hard to pick. Man. Instead of to go from that state to getting up, coming home from church, and just banging out like 4 videos in a row, not even stopping, you gotta do little steps. I recommend physical exercise, nice long walks with music that you like, a motivating podcast that lifts your soul, lifts your spirit, and do small tasks that feed into the large amount of work. That's my recommendation. Links in the description. Check it out. It's absolutely free. You should join because why not? Anyways, I'll see y'all later. Peace.